First episode on the Miller Consulting Instagram page. I want to welcome an old teammate of mine, Tom Atkinson from Perth, Australia. So I had to do something special for the first episode. Tom was briefly a member of Nottingham McDonald Hoods last year in the UK. Had to leave because of COVID. Obviously, the situation got difficult last year, and then you got to play for the Mandurah Magic in the CBL last year while we were all in lockdown. You got to play. And then after a very, very good season, averaging great numbers, you committed to the Goldfield Giants in the NBL Division One in Australia. I know me and you have a discussion in the past, and I know you've had your fair of challenges over the past year. I just want to know, how were you able to turn around the situation like that in the last 6 to 8 months? What did you do to stand up?
Well, first of all, you've done your research. Well done. And I'll try to slow down and articulate my words so you can understand me.
Yes, you need to do that for the people here. For us, yes, please.
Yeah, I won't go full Aussie. But for me, it was pretty simple. Just with COVID and the whole pandemic, it was a complete mindset changer, a big eye opener, especially because I got to come back to a place that's obviously we have been affected because we've had to shut the borders and all that kind of thing, but it's barely affected everyday life. So within a couple of months of coming home from England, I was able to be playing again, which, a guy like yourself who's worked their whole life to play, you can't. So I can't be taking things like that for granted. And that was just the first step in a massive mindset change. And for me, it was habits, creating good habits, eliminating bad habits. And trust me, it wasn't easy. Like, it's almost been a year this month since I left the UK, and there's still habits that I haven't kicked, and there's still habits that can be improved. It didn't happen overnight. Like, it's been a year-long process. And even in the back end of my time in England, it was just all habits and trying to put myself in the best headspace so that I could perform in whatever environment I was in. And I think once I came down to Mandurah, everything just started clicking. And the talent that I've always had on the basketball court, I was able to show that through 4, 5, 6 months of hard work during lockdown, and habitual change, really.
Yeah, for sure. No, you've had some great success with that team, and I know me and you have talked, and you told me how you've changed some of your personal habits as well. Some of the things you used to do in the UK. I know you completely changed in Australia. Like, first of all, we can even see it on your Instagram bio now that you're plant-based. So you changed your diet, and I know your diet was up and down in the UK. I've seen you eat a lot of meatball sandwich or stuff like that. But talk to me about that diet change. What was the big impact on your game and how you felt mentally and physically?
Well, it was beans on toast, wasn't it?
Yeah, beans on toast. There you go. Sorry.
Yeah, beans on toast. I mean, it was sponsored by McDonald's as well. It definitely wasn't the cheapest to eat well in England. It was quite expensive to, especially vegetables and fruit. That wasn't easy on the pocket. But if you can get, my mindset back then was that if I could spend 50 pence on a frozen pizza, then that gives me an extra $5 to go get another beer. That was my mindset in England. So yeah, I mean, the vegan thing kind of came around. It wasn't even straight away. It was towards the end of the season, where I was doing everything. I thought I was doing everything right, but something still felt wrong. So I was sleeping. I was trying to sleep well. I was eating well, while I was eating dairy and meat and all that kind of thing. I just wasn't feeling 100% like I should. I knew that there was potential still there to feel better and lose more weight and to get into a better shape quicker and faster. And veganism was just the answer. I tried it for a week, and immediately within days I saw my sleep improve, and that was the main thing. I was waking up and I wasn't feeling so tired, and I just went from there. And then once you figure out what you can and can't eat, what you do and you don't like, it's pretty easy. I can still have my burgers and all those kind of things that you still don't want to sacrifice, but they're just healthier alternatives. Mm-hmm. And yeah, for me, it was just a major health reason, and I experimented. And I wouldn't recommend it to anyone really. If it works, it works. I wouldn't go around harping on save the animals, save the plants, eat vegan. It's just, for me, it's a personal health choice, and it works, so I'm going to stick with it. I'm not going to enforce it on anyone. But if you are feeling, you feel like you're doing everything right, and there's something that's not quite there, then just give it a go. What's the worst that can happen?